Yo, you got that eighth for me, bro? Alright, cool. Yo, I'll be by in a second. Just give me like 5 minutes, alright? I'll be over there. I'm driving my girl to her crib right now. Alright, bro. See you later. This is the shit that I was living for back in when I was 21 years old. It was always like, who needs what? And I woke up each day just living like that. And everything else was paid for. My apartment was paid for. The weed was paid for. Like everything was paid for in a way. It wasn't really like I don't have to pay back or anything like that. I had to pay back everything. I used my credit card for my apartment, and uh, by using my credit card for my apartment, I racked up a bunch of debt, and then I had to pay that all back. But that's how I was living when I was 21, 2021. I focused on dealing, and from there it just took off from there. Like, Sheldon talked about this with Penny at one point when she was like, is it dumb to quit my job at Cheesecake Factory and focus on my acting career for like, 6 months or a year or however long she wanted to do it for. But she was like, is it dumb to quit that job and focus on this? And Sheldon says that no, it's not dumb. It's actually a good idea. So you're talking to a person that has done that, where it's like, okay, I dropped everything else and then I focused on that one thing which was dealing at the time. And I had so much fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, in this life, you have to make time for yourself. So, people usually do this when they get fired from work. This is the only time they do it. So why don't you do it before the firing starts? Before all that hits the fan. Why don't you do it when nothing is hitting the fan and you just want to do it out of pure instinct? And that's what I did. I just did it out of pure instinct. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to Dan, and Dan was like, they're treating you badly at work. And I was just like, yeah, they are. I used to be a pharmaceutical technician. And then I went from pharmacy, a tech, to a person that pushes carts. And they didn't really tell me a reason why I had to push carts, but I knew the reason. You know what I mean? I forgot to get my license registered, and they couldn't have that inside the pharmacy. And the pharmacist Neil, he was telling me over and over again. He's like, "Hey, look, listen. Your your registration is about to be up. You have to do that." And he reminded me like two or three times, and I was just like, yeah, and it never got done for some reason. I was in the twilight zone, probably. You know what I mean? Like, not paying attention, just literally focusing on everything else except that. And so after that, I quit Costco and I focused on dealing. And dealing is an art. You know what I mean? Like, with anything that has you doing something, it's an art. Like, I give so much respect to people that do drugs. Like, I don't look down on them. I look at them as like heroes, because that's what they should be presented as. They're heroes. They're people that do things that you don't want to do, and you just talk shit about them while they're going through it and learning stuff, and you're learning from them, and you're still calling them a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. But they are the real heroes, because they're the only ones that are going out there and testing out these drugs and giving us feedback from it. Like, it might be all bad feedback, but you got to think about it. Like, there's got to be something more about it. You know what I mean? There's so many people that try it. There's so many people that enjoy it. And it's causing problems, and these problems arise, and we don't know where the problems are coming from. Like schizophrenia, where does it come from? Is it mostly genetics? And if it is genetics, then weed makes it more prominent. And there's just stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you have these people that are going out there and they're testing it out for you, and you're talking shit about them. You know what I mean? Like, what? Why are you? What's the point, bro? What exactly is the point? But I see it. It's because you're scared. You're scared of life, basically. And you hate that if anything doesn't go your way. And if it doesn't go your way, you get mad and you punish people for it. So we go to jail after we've tested out this drug, and either some people are advancing in it. They're like, yo, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, I know it was bad. I know it was illegal, but I felt such a connection to everyone that I was working with. And I felt such a connection to weed, and I never found this connection anywhere else. So you have that perspective, and people are going to probably listen to this and be like, that's just a druggie. Like, of course he's talking like that. But of course, there you go. You're just talking shit again. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely a world out there. It's definitely a world out there that you aren't used to. It can make or break you. And even if it breaks you, it still makes you into something. Like, now you have so much knowledge. Like, for me, I have so much knowledge about uh recreational substances, and it will never leave me ever again. Like, I know exactly how to work with it. I know who to work with. I know what to watch out for. And like, I've become such a veteran and expert in this field that nobody wants to be around. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want it to be real. They're like, you know what? I don't care if he's going to school for a nurse, but I care if he's selling weed on the street. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's real serious. It's real serious. Like, you'll find yourself on the street. It's such an interesting thing. Like, we have such a hole in society. That hole generally sucks people up. And we can't do anything about it. All we can do is make it a job. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people are starting to do. They made weed into a job. If you want to sell, if you want to own a dispensary, you have to have such and such amount of money. You want this to be a dream, we can make it a dream for you. We're going to set the bar so high. But I have my qualms about that, because there are people, there's the stoners that just want to stone, and then there's stoners that want to sell. And not everybody gets that opportunity to sell, but they're given those opportunities. I mean, there's dispensaries where you can go and sell stuff for them, but who wants to work an 8-hour shift selling weed? Nobody wants to do that. Like, that's not what we had in mind. You know what I mean? It was like, bro, I'm at home. Come to my house and pick up your bud, and I will be here. And if you want to hang out afterwards, then we can hang out. It's a culture. It's a whole thing. I don't even know how I got on this topic, but I'm so passionate about it. I love it. I love this topic. Like, weed is definitely a topic that I can talk for days about. Like, I love it. But I'm gonna end it here. Uh, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of how I should post this. And what I should have been doing was recording myself with my phone and then talking on the mic, and just let it flow like that. And just make it look professional. You know what I mean? Because I can't put this anywhere. All I can do is put this on Spotify, and nobody listens to that stuff. So it's really like a back end type of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a video and edit this stuff. Uh, I gotta have more patience with myself. It's really hard, because I'm just like, bro, do I feel like doing this? Hell no. hell no, I don't feel like editing. No, 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 no. But if I can minimize it, if I can make it mad simple for myself, then I can do it. But if once you make it difficult, it's like I was with Jen one time and I was thinking of starting my business because I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't work. I was hearing voices. My powers were going crazy. And the only thing that I could do was stay at home. Best, best problem ever. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it. You got to think about it. It's definitely, there is definitely a trick to it. You know what I mean? But I'm going to end it there because I want to actually record that talk that I have about that. Um, but yeah, it was me and Jen. We were working on a computer. Photoshop didn't work out too well. I saw how difficult stuff is, and I started categorizing things. I'm like, listen, you can if you can do A and B, but you suck at C, why would you start telling everybody else everybody can do A, B, C? Like, no, not everybody can do A, B, C. You can't even do A, B, C. So why are you telling everyone that everybody can do A, B, C? You know, some people can do A, some people can do A, B, some people can do A, B, C. But not everybody can do it. You know what I mean? Like, I get so aggravated. Oh my gosh, I'm going to end it here. I keep saying I'm going to end it here, but I'm going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed this little talk. I'm going to make this more professional. I want music. I want music.